Here's a question that sounds absolutely insane. Who would win a foot race, a human or a horse? If you said horse, you're thinking short term. Over 100 meters, a horse destroys a human. Over a mile, the horse still wins easily, but here's where it gets interesting. Over 26 miles marathon distance, humans start winning. And over 50 or 100 miles in hot weather, it's not even close. The horse collapses from heat exhaustion while the human is still running. This seems impossible, right? Humans are weak, we're slow, we don't have fangs or claws. A cheetah can run 70 miles per hour. A horse can maintain 25 miles per hour for extended periods. Even a chicken can outrun a human in a short sprint. By every measure, we should be terrible runners, but we're not. We're actually the best endurance runners on the planet. And this is on some fun trivia. This is the secret weapon that made humans apex predators. Long before we invented sophisticated weapons or complex technology, about 2 million years ago, our ancestors figured out something revolutionary. You don't need to be faster than your prey. You just need to outlast it. While every other predator on Earth relied on explosive speed and power, humans evolved a completely different strategy. We became the terminators of the animal kingdom, slow, methodical, relentless, and absolutely unstoppable over long distances. This hunting method is called persistence hunting, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You pick an animal, maybe a kudu or an antelope. You chase it. It runs away at full speed and disappears over the horizon. You track it, you find it. You chase it again, it runs, you follow, again, and again and again. For hours, sometimes for an entire day in the blazing African sun. The animal keeps sprinting away, but you just keep coming. Never fast, but never stopping. And here's what happens. Eventually that animal's body temperature rises so high that it literally cannot continue. Its muscles fail. Its brain starts shutting down from heat stroke. It collapses. And you walk up to it and finish the job with a simple thrust of a spear, or even just a rock. You didn't outrun it in speed, you outran it in time. This sounds like fiction, but it's documented. The San people of the Kalahari Desert still practice persistence hunting today. Anthropologists have filmed them chasing kudu for 5 to 8 hours in temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The hunters jog the entire time, they don't even sprint. They just maintain a steady pace, tracking the animal's footprints, following its trail. And at the end, they find the animal lying on the ground, unable to move, overheated to the point of collapse. So how is this possible? How did humans evolve to do something that no other animal can do? The answer lies in a suite of unique adaptations that transformed the human body into the ultimate endurance machine. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes you sitting there right now capable of running any animal on Earth into the ground. The cooling system that changed everything. Let's start with the most important adaptation, sweating. And I don't mean the light perspiration you get from nervousness. I mean the full body, drenching, continuous cooling system that makes humans completely unique in the animal kingdom. Humans have between 2 and 4 million sweat glands covering almost every inch of our body. That's more than any other mammal. These glands can pump out over a liter of sweat per hour when you're running hard. And here's why this matters. When sweat evaporates from your skin, it removes heat from your body. This is evaporative cooling, and it's phenomenally efficient. Most mammals can't do this. They either don't sweat at all, or they have very limited sweating ability. Dogs pant to cool down, but panting only works while they're standing still or moving slowly. When a dog is running at full speed, it's breathing hard to get oxygen, which means it can't effectively pant to cool down at the same time. Its body temperature skyrockets. Horses do sweat, but their fur insulates them and prevents efficient evaporative cooling. Most African prey animals, antelopes, kudu, wildebeests barely sweat at all. They cool down by finding shade and resting. They have no choice, but humans. We lost most of our body hair specifically to maximize evaporative cooling. We re the naked ape because nakedness plus sweat glands, the most effective biological cooling system ever evolved. We can run for hours in direct sunlight while maintaining a stable body temperature. This is superhuman endurance in the most literal sense. The spring in your step now. Let us talk about the Achilles tendon, that thick cord you can feel at the back of your ankle. This might be the most underappreciated anatomical feature in human evolution. The Achilles tendon is essentially a biological spring. When you run, your foot strikes the ground and your body weight compresses this tendon, storing elastic energy. Then, as you push off, that stored energy releases, helping propel you forward. It's like having a built-in pogo stick in each leg. Chimpanzees don't have this. Their Achilles tendon is short and relatively weak. Great apes are built for climbing and short-distance power, not for efficient running. But humans have an Achilles tendon that's long, thick, and incredibly strong. It can store and return enormous amounts of energy with each stride. Studies have shown that the Achilles tendon provides about 35% of the energy needed for running. That means over a third of your running motion is essentially free powered by elastic recoil rather than active muscle contraction. This makes human running incredibly energy efficient over long distances. And here's the kicker. This adaptation is useless for walking. The Achilles tendon barely helps when you walk. It's specifically an adaptation for running, which tells us something profound. Humans evolved to run. Not occasionally, not as a backup option, but as a primary survival strategy. The shock absorber in your neck. Here's an anatomical feature you probably didn't know you had. The nuchal ligament. It's a thick, elastic ligament that runs from the base of your skull down your spine, and it does something remarkably. It keeps your head stable while you run. Try this. Nod your head up and down rapidly. Notice how your head wants to bounce. Now imagine running for hours with your head bobbling uncontrollably. Your brain would be sloshing around inside your skull. Your vision would be blurry, and you'd develop a splitting headache. The nuchal ligament prevents this. It acts as a shock absorber, keeping your head stable even when your body is bouncing up and down during running. This allows you to maintain visual focus on your prey while running, which is essential for tracking. Chimpanzees don't have this ligament, neither do most other primates, but humans do. And so do dogs and horses, other animals built for endurance running. This isn't a coincidence. It's a specific adaptation for sustained running. The gluteus maximus, your power generator. Stand up and feel your butt. Go ahead, I'll wait. That's your gluteus maximus, and it's the largest muscle in the human body. In chimpanzees, it's tiny. In humans, it's huge. Why? Because it's your running muscle. The gluteus maximus barely activates when you walk, but when you run, it fires with every stride, stabilizing your trunk and preventing you from falling forward. It's the muscle that makes efficient, upright running possible. This is another adaptation that's specifically for running, not walking. Evolution built humans with an enormous butt muscle that only really works during running. That's a massive investment of biological resources in a single activity. It tells us that running wasn't optional for our ancestors, it was essential. The biomechanics of bipedalism, but all of these adaptations build on an even more fundamental change. Walking on two legs. Bipedalism freed up our hands, but it also did something else. It made us incredibly efficient distance travelers. When you walk or run on two legs, you're essentially falling forward in a controlled manner. Your center of mass follows a pendulum-like motion that requires relatively little energy to maintain. Quadrupedal animals have to fight gravity with every step, using muscular force to keep their body elevated. Studies comparing energy expenditure across species show that humans are exceptionally efficient at both walking and running. We use far less energy than any quadruped to cover the same distance. A human can travel 10 kilometers while expending the same energy that a chimpanzee would use to travel, just 3 or 4 kilometers. The complete hunting package. So let's put this all together. Imagine you're a Homo erectus hunter 2 million years ago. You spot a kudu in the distance. You start running toward it. The kudu sprints away at 40 miles per hour and disappears. But you're not worried. You're jogging at maybe 6 miles per hour, barely faster than a brisk walk. You track its footprints in the dust. You find it resting in the shade, panting, trying to cool down. It sees you and bolts again. You follow. Your sweat glands activate, cooling your body efficiently. Your Achilles tendons bounce with each stride, recycling energy. Your nuchal ligament keeps your head stable so you can track visually. Your gluteus maximus fires, stabilizing your trunk. You're a biological machine optimized for this exact task. The kudu runs, you follow. Hours pass. The sun beats down. The kudu's body temperature climbs past 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Its muscles begin to fail. Meanwhile, your body temperature stays around 98.6 degrees. You're still sweating, still cooling, still running. Finally, the kudu collapses. You walk up with your spear. Dinner is served. This is how humans conquered the planet. Not with strength, not with speed, but with relentless, patient, unstoppable endurance. We became the horror movie monster of the animal kingdom, the thing that never stops coming, no matter how many times you run away. And here's what really gets me. We still have all these adaptations. Right now, today, you are built for endurance running. Those sweat glands covering your body, that's your superpower. That Achilles tendon in your ankle, that's a 2 million-year-old spring designed by natural selection. That burning sensation in your glutes when you run uphill, that's your largest muscle doing exactly what it evolved to do. This is why humans are drawn to marathons and ultra-marathons. We're not crazy for wanting to run 26 miles, or 50 miles, or 100 miles. We're just expressing an adaptation that's literally written into our DNA. We're doing what our bodies were designed to do. In fact, some anthropologists argue that modern humans are actually less healthy because we don't run enough. We evolved to cover long distances regularly. Our cardiovascular systems, our skeletal structure, our metabolism, everything is optimized for endurance activity. When we live sedentary lives, we're essentially ignoring millions of years of evolutionary programming. Think about how profound this is. The same adaptations that allowed your ancestors to hunt animals to exhaustion are the reason why running feels good when you push through that initial discomfort. That runner's high you hear about. That's your brain rewarding you for doing exactly what it evolved to make you do. You're literally experiencing pleasure from an activity that kept your ancestors alive. And this endurance advantage extends beyond running. It's about mental toughness, about pushing through discomfort, about maintaining focus and determination over long periods. These aren't just physical traits, they're psychological ones. Humans evolved in not just the body, but the mind for persistence. We are the species that doesn't quit. The species that keeps going when every other animal has stopped. The species that can decide to run a marathon on a random weekend just to prove we still can. That's not normal. That's exceptional. That's the legacy of 2 million years of persistence hunting. So the next time you're out for a jog, or you're pushing through a difficult workout, or you're watching someone cross a marathon finish line, remember what you're really witnessing: the most successful hunting adaptation in the history of life on Earth. The slow, patient, unstoppable endurance that turned weak, hairless primates into the dominant predators of the planet. We didn't outrun the world with speed, we outlasted it, and we're still built to do it today. If this video changed how you think about going for a run, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories about the evolutionary superpowers hiding in your body. Drop a comment. What's the farthest you've ever run? Until next time, keep moving forward, one step at a time, just like your ancestors did.